Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for watching the live chat. Good to be with you. This week's last live chat I am hosting. Let me welcome the participants first. Then, very important topic. Joar proposed a solution today. What does he want? Is this solution his individual opinion? How doable is what Joar is demanding? We are waiting for Joar to speak because his party, OFC and OLF, held some meetings and issued some statements, controversial statements. Jawar issued a very balanced statement. Luckily, fortunately, he did not show uh, ethnic uh, entrenched ethnic support for one group in his statement. I will take a look at what Joar said. Is Joar's message a hope for Ethiopians that there are people who are not just talking about one ethnic group, but they're talking about Ethiopian issues? Let me welcome the participants first. Simon Tispai, first one, always first one to comment. Welcome, Simon. Simon should be a member. Had I some free memberships, I would have given one to Simon Tesfaye. Ali Raya joined too. Ali has been watching my Vision News for years. I remember his name. Are you from Raya, Ali? Southern Tegarai? What does this word Raya mean in your name? Is it that region? Anonymous says Joar can go away. Dark Star joined to says greetings. Today he did not ask a question because whenever he comments, his comment is basically a question. His greeting is basically a question. Mihari Vander Wright joined to. Mihari was planning to visit Tegara, I remember. He visited once, he was planning a second visit. Did you revisit Tegara, Mihari? Anonymous here to. Mihari says, good haircut. Well, I changed my barber. New barber made this haircut. Anonymous says, Joar is the height of a professional FIFA ball. Jafar Jamal joined to. Welcome, Jafar. Kidus Haile Selassie joined to. Kidus is one of the very few viewers who are first to comment whenever I upload videos. Are you Kidus? Average Dom says, hello, Sajid. Joar will toe the line soon. Nationalist politics don't fly in Oromia. Mihari is revisiting Tehran in July. This is the beauty of live chat. I know what you people are doing, where are you going, what your interests are, what your connections are, where you are based. Blue says, can Eritrea help Fano through Matimma? Well, Ethiopia says that Eritrea is already helping Fano. Yes, Eritrea can easily help Fano. Why? Because Sudan, Ethiopia border has presence of arms smugglers. The arms smugglers import weapons. They get weapons from Yemen reportedly. And they have been supplying weapons to RSF too, reportedly. So Eritrean government can easily connect with Fanos through Sudan, I believe. Rom Ticha joined too, says, hello, Sergeant Sajid. That's because of my haircut, I think, that you're calling me Sergeant. Ali Raya is from Raya zone, Mehoni district. I was correct. Aman Washe joined to welcome Aman. Aman is a member to first member who joined the live chat today is Aman. Mihari says, Sajid, when are you going to Tigray with me? All expense on me. I wish I could visit Tigray, Oromia, Amhara, Afar, Addis Ababa, neighboring country Somalia, Eritrea too. Maybe in future. I just came back home from a foreign visit, a month-long visit, planning a second visit after 3 months. Uh, but maybe Africa. I wish I could be able to visit Horn of Africa. Simon says, Sajid, do you not find it interesting that Ethiopia is falling apart by ethnic federalism? Blue says, we're waiting for you for your video about Eritrea versus Ethiopia comparison. Well, okay, I'll make a video on that, but I cannot promise when because such a video needs lots of work. You cannot just start speaking on it. So whenever I have some time, I'll work on this video. Gilu Dogusa says, Sajid, I have been saying all along, Joar is way out of Ethiopian politics. He can make suggestions or activism against the Ethiopian regime, but surely he is already crippled. No threat. Well, I don't agree, by the way. Joar's following indicates that there is room for Joar to be one of the main players in Ethiopia. Yes, he is not acting like a traditional Ethiopian politician. That is why he's followed. That is why people listen to him. That is why he could be a player, main player. Thank you, Rom Ticha. African Star joined too. Let's start, viewers. Let me speak for a few minutes. I want to explain the 3 points mentioned by Joar in his post today. What did he say? Are his 3 points doable? Is his solution doable, or is it just the solution proposed by a social media activist? We're waiting for Joar to speak because his party held 4 day long discussions, OFC of Mirza Gudina held 4 day long discussions with OLF. Tribal elders were there, to religious elders were there, to then OFC, OLF issued statements, and OFC took up the issue of the status of Finfine, Addis Ababa, OLF, and OFC raised the issue of disputed Somali Oromo territories. Then 4 Somali opposition parties issued a statement condemning the statement issued by OFC and OLF. OFC and OLF issued a statement. Thank you, Hajira. Hajira is saying Ramadan Mubarak. It was fast today in Pakistan, where I live. It was second, I think, in second day of fasting in Somalia and Ethiopia, Eritrea, etc. OFC and OLF statement was very disappointing because the two parties only talked about the issues of Oromia. They called for establishment of interim transitional government in Oromia. They did not say a word about election, about how election should be held, what should happen in other parts of Ethiopia. They just talked about Oromia. We're waiting for Joar to speak, and Joar returned. He said he was suffering from flu, but he had recovered, and today he proposed this three-point solution. Let me speak for a few minutes, then I can take your questions and comments. Joar is firstly calling for end to all conflicts in Ethiopia. He said, all conflicts should come to an end. Other things will happen after that. First prerequisite for peace, stability, and reconciliation that all war should end now, and no new war should be launched. Well, Greater Somalia, please just listen to me. I'll respond to your question a little later. Uh, so let's analyze this first point. He's saying that the war should end first. This is what Ola is saying too, by the way. Ola said that establishment of a transitional government in Oromia is meaningless without ceasefires. First of all, there must be ceasefire. Silencing of guns first. That is what Joar is saying. So Joar and Ola on one page. OFC and OLF did not say that guns should be silenced before the establishment of interim government in Oromia. Joar is saying, first of all war should end and no new war should be started. Now, how will wars end? By the way, this first point is the most difficult point. I mean, Fano don't want to talk to the government. They say they don't trust PMR's government. They say this is not the genuine Ethiopian government. This man should leave first. Then they can talk. Ola held talks twice with government in Tanzania, both on both occasions, talks collapsed. How will these war-like situations in Amhara, Oromia end? And maybe negotiations for putting an end to wars will take months, if not years. This first point cannot be implemented overnight. If today Ethiopian government says that, okay, it wants to end war in Zamahara, Oromia, that statement won't lead to actual end to war. For an end to wars, there must be negotiations. So Joar's solution is more theoretical, perhaps, than practical. First point. Secondly, Joar proposed the establishment of some transitional interim setup. He says that economy is a challenge. People are facing lots of economic challenges. There are other issues too. The transitional government should handle all these challenges first, including economic challenge. Transitional government, interim government, unity government, national government. Welcome. So, second point is that a new national unity government should be put in place, which should then handle issues which need emergency attention of the government. And thirdly, he proposed that a new social contract should be made, a new charter. And in accordance with the new charter, the regions, parties, players should engage each other. What does it mean? Basically, he's proposing a new constitution or main changes to constitution. Social charter, I mean, it cannot be just made by Joar and Abi. You would need participation of all the main players in Ethiopia in the discussions, all the parties, all the armed groups, military, church, uh, bureaucracy, maybe. All will have to be part of discussions. Only then a new social contract can be established. And we're talking about internal social contract, not about foreign policy. Maybe you would need a new foreign policy as well. What I conclude is that maybe Joar is indirectly supporting postponement of election. He does not want election to be held the way PM Abiy wants to hold the election. He wants Abiy to go, interim government to come, reforms, discussions, new charter, constitutional amendments, and then election should be held. This is what I understood reading Joar's message. He was very balanced in his statement. He did not call for establishment of inter-government only in Oromia. His party said transitional government in Oromia should be established. He said no. In all the country, there must be some interim setup, transitional setup. So what Joar is saying cannot be implemented overnight. It can be implemented after months, and I would say maybe years of engagement. Will PM Abiy leave? I don't think so. Abiy says he is democratically elected prime minister. He will never leave. He would. He wants to complete his term and contest next election. So overall, it's more like the solution of an idealist. Can Joar somehow press the government to work towards implementation of his 3-point solution? Let's see. Let's see what happens. At least his solution is not restricted to a particular region, particular ethnic group, but he spoke like an Ethiopian politician. That is what I liked about his post. No criticism of any ethnic group, no criticism of any country, no criticism of any political party. This is what Ethiopia needs. I am very critical of Joar. People say, Sajid, you unfairly criticize him, but wherever credit is due, I am very open to appreciate Joar and others too. So I believe what Joar is saying should be tried, but for that Joar alone cannot do anything. He would need an alliance of like-minded people, like-minded parties, like-minded players, those who can unite and press their case for new charter, new social contract, and a transition government establishment in Ethiopia. Mihar is asking about Tigray. I did a video on Adwa Victory Day, Mihari. Celebrated in Adwa today. You can watch the video, uploaded around 2 hours ago. And I have one main news story from Tigray tomorrow. I'm working on it, looking to find more details, verifying information. So at noon tomorrow, I'll be able to upload that video. Yeah, average Dom, I agree. Joar is trying to call for broad-based government through constitution amendment. It's not going to happen. Yes, Abiy will not agree to it. I agree. What Joar is proposing might not be doable. Greater Somalia says, Sajid, can the future of Ethiopia become like Yugoslavia of East Africa? Well, I did several videos on the analysis built by people that Ethiopia will disintegrate. During what? In 2021, I did a video, I remember. I addressed those claims. I disagreed with them. It was 4 years ago, I remember. And my analysis is still the same. I don't think Ethiopia is on the verge of any disintegration. Hogan Master joined too. Welcome, Hogan. Hulk Hogan. Ahmed Umar says, Joar now only on social media. He failed his Kio and Oromo youth movement. Please, opportunist person. Well, he wants to be back in Ethiopia. I think he is preparing the ground for his return. Uh, he wants assurances, guarantees from the government, backing of some players too, internal, external. Thank you, Mayari, for buying the super chat sticker. Don't underestimate him, by the way. Don't underestimate him. Thank you for buying the super sticker, Mihari. A says, do you think Abiy will give power if he lost the election? Well, Abiy won't lose election. If there are no major changes before election, Abiy's set to win, you'll see that. He will hold a controlled election in which he is going to win. Only way to counter Abiy is through the formation of a broad anti-prosperity party alliance formation, political alliance. If politicians from Oromia, Somali region, Afar, Amhara, Tigray join hands somehow and manage to form a formidable alliance, that could put Abiy in trouble. And what will he do then? Will he hold election? Will he postpone it? Will he wage a new war? Don't know. But if election is held today, Abiy is set to win. It's not that he's popular. No, no. He holds controlled election. He uses military. He divides opposition. He expels politicians from the country. He imprisons them. He puts them in prison. So it means that he will use all these tactics. No one is going to stop him, military with him. He will win. Dane Akube says, Sajid, can you do Romia special for strength? Well, strength is just in terms of numbers. I mean, this special force is not equipped with any weapons which other regional forces don't have. They have same types of weapons, same types of activity, same types of training. Number could be huge, way bigger than other regional forces. Hogan Master says, what's happening today? Any big news between Eritrea and Ethiopia? There are two videos earlier today. You can watch the two videos. One is about uh, Ethiopian minister's statement. He played down the threat posed by Eritrea, Debrecen allies. Greater Somalia says, can TPLF fight direct war with Abiy and how the consequences? Well, I just a moment ago mentioned the statement of an Ethiopian minister, Abraham Bale. He said that the relations between Eritrea and TPLF, the Debrecen, are not a threat to the federal government. It means TPLF right now is not preparing to wage war on Addis Ababa, on Abi's government. Yusuf Anwar says, do you pray Taraweeh? No, I don't. I fast. Taraweeh, I think, is not mandatory. You can pray if you want to, but it's not binding. That's how I understand it. Some people, maybe, some people consider it as binding. Instead of Taraweeh, I uh, did a workout of 1 hour. I could not go to a gym today, tonight rather. So after just an hour before the start of the chat, I uh, did a workout for around 60 minutes. Mikhail says, any update on the final filling of NAM? Well, dam will be inaugurated in coming months, I think. Inauguration can be done now, but it is going to be done near election, I think. With 28 minutes have passed, I think we should end the live chat. Now I'll be back next week on Friday. Simon says, Sajid, are there any army camps being established in Afar yet? I don't know. ENDF is holding some meetings there. Local tribal elders are being discussed, are being taken on board, discussions ongoing. But I think military bases will be established in Afar, new military bases, and you'll see arrival of new weaponry too in Afar. Thank you, viewers. Thank for watching. 29 minutes have passed. I'll be back next week. It was good to be with you. If anything I am missing, which is not being covered on my vision news, do contact me through Gmail, SAJID 672000. I'm available all the time. I am available to respond to your questions and comments. And your mails help me a lot. Several viewers share mails with me on daily basis. And that is how I'm able to cover each and every important development related to Eritrea and Ethiopia, a little bit of Somalia as well. Thanks for watching. See you on next Friday. Till then, bye bye.